Hi, I'm Mazen. I'm a free speech campaigner. My question for you now is, why should you read books in translation? I mean, they're going to be boring, right? Because they're from another country. How could they know what's going on in my own life? I guess, but then I just wonder. Maybe there's something to be said for finding out what life's like in other countries. What do you think? Have you read books translated from other languages? Maybe without even realising it? Let's find out from Anne Morgan. She's read a book from every country in the world.
Well, I found this out for myself last year because I was actually doing a big project to try and read a book from every country in the world. I did this project because I realised that I never really read books in translation, and I wondered why that was and what I was missing out on. So I started off trying to see what I would discover if I tried to get hold of books from every country in the world. And it was an amazing adventure. It brought me into contact with stories, readers and writers all over the countries of the world, and with viewpoints of people that I'd never really encountered before. And I discovered some of the most imaginative and unusual stories that I've ever come across, as well as some of the most extraordinary characters and life stories. There was in particular a writer from Togo called Michel Tete-Pomase, who wrote this extraordinary story about this journey that he undertook when he was 16. He ran away from home and he left his remote village in Togo, travelled up through Africa, across Europe, and went to Greenland to live with the Inuits because he was afraid of snakes, and he had discovered that Greenland was an amazing country with no trees and no snakes, and so he thought he'd like to go and live there. So with no money, no education about other languages or anything, he made his own journey across the world, and that was just one of many extraordinary stories. He wrote that in French, and that was translated into English, and it was a really exciting and extraordinary thing to read. And it really changed the way that I saw the world. It helped me to understand what it's like to live in different places and see the world through other people's eyes in a way that you don't get if you just watch a TV programme about a place or if you just read a newspaper article, because with stories you're actually getting inside the minds of people in other places and looking at the world through their eyes, and that's what makes it different.